evening, guys, or good morning, whatever time of the day you are watching this. Hi to you. I hope you're well. I hope your loved ones and your family are okay. And so am I. So part of the reasons why I'm making this video tonight is that I feel really compelled. I feel saddened, and I feel an obligation to the society, and especially to a person out there who might need this but might not know that they do. Or those who do but they don't know to whom, or that help might not come in time, or that one might not come in time. I'm talking in reference to two topics or two stories that have made our headlines in social media and in our mainstream media news. First of all, there is this case, very, very unfortunate case of a young medicine student, young lady in her fifth year, I think, or sixth year. They're about a year in medicine study. A very beautiful young lady, I might say. And that girl is no more. She's not going to achieve her dreams anymore of becoming a medicine graduate in medicine. Neither is she going to achieve many of the dreams that we never know about that she had. Reason being, she was killed, brutally so. And she was killed by a person who, people have all things to talk about who it was, whether it was her lover or it was not her lover. People have all sorts of things to talk about it. But the most important fact remains that that young lady is no more. Ivy. She's gone. Like, she is really gone. And this is only realized by her close friends and family, and especially her parents, or her siblings. Her closest of friends and family realize this because of the pain that they feel in their hearts. But the rest of us might not share in the pain, because probably you've never lost someone, probably never been in a situation where any of the people who mattered to you are, killed or are dead because of someone. But that is not what I want to talk about. I don't want to dwell in blame tonight. I want to talk about the increasing phenomena in youths. To just take away lives just because you're angry, just because you have a romantic disagreement or a relationship breakup. You just think it is okay to actually go out there and take somebody's life in your own hands and kill that person just because of whatever you think they did, or you say, or they actually did. And this brings me to a society which I look at with eyes of, I don't know what even to call it, because I'm shocked. At the same time, I'm reminded that it's not an isolated case. There are so many cases that is happening, or that have been happening in various parts of the world, in the country, in past years, and even in this very year. Things that go unreported, things that do not hit social media, and so we don't get to know about, but it really does happen. That young people are killing one another just because of love, or for many other reasons. And another thing to add to this story is how sad it is that, or how insensitive it is that we are handling this news on social media. Headlines about how allegedly the girl was HIV positive and infected the boyfriend, or how she found another lover, or how she did that or did not do that. And when I look at that, I see one very common phrase in psychology: victim blaming. Everybody thinks that there has to be a reason why she was killed. There has to be a reason why, this boy went ahead and murdered her. Like, I don't know what to call that, because it angers me to the core to think that somebody thinks there is a justification for another person killing a human being, that they had to have a reason, that they were pushed, that, this person who has since been killed did something to provoke the anger, the highest level of anger in the person who did that heinous crime or act. And this is really, really sad for our society, that we can actually find it okay that somebody has a reason to kill. First of all, it should never happen. Somebody should never, ever take the life of another person into their own hands. You're not God. Secondly, we should never be so insensitive when somebody dies under whatever circumstances. What happens to empathy? What happened to the morals of society, whereby every life was precious and valuable? One life gone in such a scenario is one too many. And we cannot allow ourselves to talk about in social media as if it is just a means of us entertaining ourselves, being very insensitive to the families that are suffering as this result, being insensitive to the parents who did nothing but send their children to college to go and study with the hope of having brighter futures. And you forget that you have sisters, you have brothers, you have cousins. You might be a parent in the future. And this is something that we are not, we are not unique to. It can happen to anybody. You have a brother, you have a sister, you have a friend. Are you a human being? Do you actually have associates? They might be victims to this. So please remember to be a little bit kind. Just a little bit of kindness. It will not do you any good. It will not change anything in your bank, in your job description, or actually in your body structure if you withheld comments that are of, defamatory nature, comments that are insensitive, comments that are, sometimes they are even fake. You just say, I heard, it is said. And you forget that it's the hot nail you are pushing down to the hearts of the very people who are still coming to terms with the news of their loved ones having left them in such bad, awful circumstances. Because death is painful in itself, very, very painful. If you've lost somebody who's really close to you, then you know what I'm talking about. And secondly, when it is murder, it is even worse. And thirdly, when you have to find out through social media, some people will parade very gruesome photos of people who have just been killed on social media. They want to be the first to break this story. They want to own the exclusive rights to the photos. And you forget that there is somebody who's just going through Facebook just like they do on a normal day, and they get to see the bodies of their loved ones, to be the first place where they learn about, the death of their loved one. Be a little sensitive. Let us be kind. It doesn't cost us anything. And second and most importantly, young men and women, let us learn to speak out. And just when I was trying to understand, comprehend, or even just, I can't say even understand, nobody can. Just when I was trying to, get updated on what is happening on this story, yet another one broke about a young man who went live on Facebook and is alleged to have attempted suicide while live on Facebook. I do not want to speak about the young man because I don't know what was in his mind, what he was going through, neither do I know him as a person. But I want to speak about the increasing trends in youths to commit suicide. Last week there is a person who went online and shared a suicide message and went ahead after that to commit suicide. And I asked myself, between the time that person posted that message and went to commit suicide, isn't there a person who saw that message that could have cared enough to communicate, to get to inform the loved ones or somebody? Isn't there friends? Don't we watch out for our friends anymore? Do we call our friends and ask them, are you okay? Do we want to know really when our friends are silent, when our friends are not as happy and jovial as they used to be? Do we want to know that they are doing okay? When you ask somebody, are you okay? Are you asking, are you okay for the sake of asking, or are you really concerned? Guys, I just want to challenge us tonight. If you get to watch this video, can you please be your brother's keeper? The world is changing. The world is not such a friendly place anymore. We have a lot of obligations, responsibilities, mental health issues are becoming quite a threat in our society. Unlike years of the past when it used to be an American story for somebody to have depression or to have suicidal tendencies or thoughts. But we are in it, and it's a reality. It needs to stop being a news item. It needs to stop being another story that is trending. We need to really take care of ourselves and take care of our loved ones. Remember, you can always talk to somebody. Help is always available. If you feel you're not okay, first of all, it is very okay not to be okay. It's okay to feel like you don't know what to do, you don't know where to go, you don't know who to talk to. But please, reach out for help. There are a lot of us who are willing to help you without, any conditions. Just as long as you speak out and say, I am not okay, I feel that I am not okay, I do not know how to handle this on my own and I need help. And it works, it does work. There is a lot of testimonies about people who have had help from psychologists and counselors and therapists over issues that they were, struggling with when they felt they were at the end. And they have turned their lives around and they have found peace, inner peace. And not that it might solve your external issues. If you lost a job, it might not give you back your job, but it might help you to navigate through that reality and to be able to deal with your inner person, because sometimes there's so much going on inside that we cannot put it in words. People around us may not observe, but we all know one thing: when you are not okay, you feel it. So please let us understand that it is not wrong for you to feel like you're giving up, like you can't fight, like you're not strong enough, like you do not feel like you have options. It is okay to be at that lowest moment. But remember that what will matter is not that you are low, not that you're having a low moment, but how it is that you navigate through that low moments. And it can be your best comeback plan when you're at your lowest. Only if you remember that it is okay not to be okay, but it is not okay to resort to going through it alone. I want to leave it there, friends, tonight. I want to remind you to be a bit kind. Be your brother's keepers. And always, if you feel you're not okay, reach out to somebody. Tell them you're not okay. Seek help. Don't feel ashamed. Good night, friends. Good morning to whoever is waking up to see this video. I hope to see you again. And I hope